Hi folks, welcome back to Math with Captain Rod. I'm making this video here to help you with solving quadratic equations. Now for starters, there's really three methods that are used quite often with solving quadratic equations, right? There's factoring, which is what this video is going to focus on, but there's two other methods called completing the square and applying the quadratic formula. So this video is going to focus on the factoring method. So we're going to look at examples 10, 18, and 26 on page 274 of your algebra text. And I've already copied those examples down, so let's take a look at the first one. So it's important to realize what makes an equation quadratic. It's the squared term here. You know, if this was to the first power, you could just kind of add, simplify, put everything on the other side and solve for x. You know, that's how linear equations work. But quadratic equations can't be solved like that. What we're going to do here is we're going to factor x out of this equation, and we can do that because it's common to both terms. And after we factor out an x, in that spot we're going to have 8x. In this spot we're going to have a 12. Now you'll notice that these are both even, and you might be asking, do I need to factor out a 2? And the answer is no. You can if you want, but we don't need to. We can just leave this alone. It'll be just fine. Now you'll notice that we have two things here. 1, 2. And the product of the two is equal to 0. So if the product of two things is equal to 0, either the first one is equal to 0, or the second one could be equal to 0. Now this one's already solved, there's nothing to do there. This one needs a little work yet. To solve this for x, we would add 12 to both sides and divide both sides by 8. Now this is solved. It's not a simplest form. You'll notice 12 is even, so is 8. So let's see, 12 over 2 is 6, 8 over 2, 4. Okay, these are still even. 6 over 2, 3, and 4 over 2, 2. So the solution is 3 halves. X could be 0 or 3 halves. Either one of these should solve this. Now, also going from here to here, you might be wondering, could I have just divided this by 4 and got 3, and this by 4 and gotten 2? And the answer is yeah, that would have been just fine. All right, let's take a look at the second animal here. 16v squared minus 8v plus 1 equals 0. So again, recognizing that it's quadratic because of the v squared term. So what we want to do is you need a 0 on one side for solving them, and then we'll start working on this. Now this thing factors very likely into something like 4v and 4v. I might also try the 16 and 1, but I'm pretty sure we're going to want 4 and 4 here. Products of 1 are either plus 1 or minus 1 minus 1. I'm looking right here and I'm seeing this as negative, so that's likely the factorization of that. And I check it. That first product is 16v squared. We're good. Minus 4v. And then the inner product's minus 4v. There's my negative 8v, so that's good. And then plus 1. So I got the correct factorization. Now what we have, the product of two things equals 0. So either the first thing equals 0 or the second thing equals 0, either one. So I'm going to start with the first. 4v minus 1 equals 0. This is solved by, let's see, adding 1 to both sides, dividing both sides by 4. So v equals 1/4 is the solution for this part of it. Now the red part here, this 4v minus 1, if I go ahead and set that equal to 0, I'm going to get the exact same solution out of it. So this particular one has only one solution, which is fine. Quadratics will have either two solutions, one solution, or no solutions. Those are the possible outcomes when you got a quadratic, and we'll talk more in later videos about why that is and how to tell. All right, let's take a look at this animal here. So again, this equation is quadratic because of these squared terms. I think the first thing I'm going to do is make myself a little more room here. Scale that down, move it over. All right, so what we want to do is we want to get this simplified. We want to get everything on one side, 0 on the other. So I'm going to go ahead and move everything to the left. And I'm going to do this in one step here. So first of all, to move this to the left, I'd have to subtract 3x squared from both sides. So if I take x squared and I subtract 3x squared, I would now have minus 2x squared. Right. This guy right here, if I want to move it to the left, I would have to add it to both sides. So I'd be adding 5x. If we take negative 4x and we add 5x, we have plus 1x. To move this over to the left-hand side, we would do that by adding 5 to both sides. So if I take negative 4 and I add 5, I now have plus 1 equals 0. There's my new line. Now, I don't personally like to factor when I have a minus sign here. I just find it very easier to factor with a plus. This can be changed to a minus easy enough just by multiplying both sides by negative 1. This is now going to read 2x squared minus x minus 1 equals 0. Now we'll start factoring. So, all right, we're going to probably have a pair of binomials. This lead term is 2x squared, so we're looking for probably something that looks like 2x and x. Right. This product is minus 1, so no doubt it's going to be plus 1 minus 1. I'm pretty sure the minus 1 is going to go here, the plus 1 here. And I knew to put the minus 1 here because this is minus x. And I knew that that 2x plus x, that would give me that minus x. So what we have here now is the product of two numbers equals 0. Go ahead and keep to my color coding here. We got this guy and this guy equals 0. So take them one at a time. If 2x plus 1 equals 0, then 2x is equal to minus 1, and x is equal to minus 1/2. There's one of our solutions. Other possibility is the red. X minus 1 could equal 0. You just add 1 to both sides, and that thing's done. And again, we get two solutions out of this, which is fine. Quadratics can have two solutions, one solution, or no solutions. Those are possible outcomes. So again, the purpose of this video is to help demonstrate how to solve quadratics. I hope that this has helped. Have a great day.